All right, guys, my first time trying these. I want to see how these taste. I am a fan of salmon. I do live here in Alaska, so this might be an interesting option for me. Wasn't that expensive at the store. I think out of all the options I found at the grocery store for canned meats and canned fish, the highest price I saw on anything there was about $7.50 or so. So this product here should be around the $7 range, I believe. It's a product you can find at Walmart, possibly somewhere else here around the Anchorage area, but you should be able to find this other parts of the country. Deming's red sockeye wild Alaskan salmon. That's what the product is. It is pretty well packaged. I like the packaging. I do like the label. They took a little bit of care in putting the label on. Down here on the bottom, we do have a best by date of September. And then some of the information on the can is Deming's red sockeye wild Alaskan salmon. And let's get into the nutrition facts. So it contains 1.031 milligrams omega-3 fatty acids per serving. Net weight is approximately 7.5 ounces, 212 grams. Nutrition facts, 2.5 servings per container. And serving size is 1/3 cup. Calories per serving is 130 calories. Ingredients in the can is sockeye salmon. Salt contains fish and salmon. Well, yes, I would hope so. Sodium, 370 milligrams of sodium. So if sodium's a problem, you might want to look into that. See if you're healthy enough to eat that much sodium. Total sugars is 0. Fiber, 0. Added sugars, 0. Protein, 18 grams. And this is distributed by Peter Pan Seafood, Bellevue, Washington. Let's check out this can and see what we got inside. Because I love salmon, guys, and I'm really looking forward to this one here. I mean, it's a nice can. It's just an easy open type can. Just get a can opener and run it around. Now some juices are starting to come out. So we're gonna get this spun around and open. And if you guys are afraid of juices, I guess you could drain this out. But I would save the juices if you have animals. You could share this with your cats. And if you didn't want to use the juices, you know, definitely give it to the dog. The dog or cat will definitely eat this stuff. So here we go. We're going to get this pushed down and hopefully open without making a huge mess. And so far, I'm not being successful here. So it looks like I'm going to have to come in with a fork because this can's just not opening for me. I'm not sure what the deal is here, but I don't want to cut myself on the can either. So let's see if I can get one side to go down enough and come up. Why is this so hard? I've opened thousands of cans of tuna. There we go. Finally, we got one side up. Wow. Okay. That's pretty good right there. Check that out. There's not a whole lot of smell there. There's not a lot of fishiness to it, and that's important when you're considering fish options. Now, I don't really want to be swimming around in the juices, so I'm going to pour some of this out so we can check out the sauce and see what it looks like. Sorry, we're just going to let all that sauce just drain out here. We're going to take a look at it, see what I think of it, and wasn't trying to dump the fish out into the sauce, but that's everything that's left in the can. Get this out of the way. Now we're going to try to move the fish parts over here if I can safely. Okay, now the fish does come with some skin on it, it looks like. So if you're not into the skin, this might not be a happy ending for you, but I'm pretty sure that skin is edible. So everything in the sauce looks super clean. I don't see anything weird in there. I see a lot of little fishy parts, which is good. This is what the fish looks like. Now let's just dive right in and see what we think of this. All right, ready to go with our first little salmon bite here. It does have a little bit of skin on it. I don't see any evidence of bones in here. That's not bad. So for a store-bought option, I kind of like that. The texture is good. The texture is meaty. The skin that was on there didn't really give me a funky flavor. There's no fishy typeness to this. So this looks like a great healthy option if you're trying to increase your omega-3 fatty acids. And sockeye salmon in general, it's a firmer type fish. I like my fish to be firm. My cat doesn't really care. My cat just wants to get in at the juices. And you're totally allowed to do that. Here, you want the skin? You can have the skin. Go ahead. So let's pull apart this other piece here and see what we got going on with it. All right, let's pull that apart. That's a nice piece of fish right there. So this looks like, all right, we're gonna have to tear into that a little bit further, see what's really going on here. Because I'm not used to Salmon looking quite like this. This is definitely coho. I can tell that already. So far I'm not seeing any evidence of the vein, which is good. You don't want the vein to be in there. You don't want it to be loaded with blood if there is a vein in there. Whenever I catch my own salmon, I try to get rid of the vein and I try to work it all out before I process the fish. Okay, so far I'm not finding anything that I wouldn't want in my fish. Now here we have some bones, and the bones look like they have been pressure cooked. So if the bones have been pressure cooked in these fish, they're edible. That means you can actually eat the bones. And here's part of the spine. I wonder if I can eat part of that spine. Let me get that pulled out there. I got a mess. I'm making a mess. I had to clean up a little spillage over here. So this is actually part of the spine of the fish. I want to see, because when you pressure cook fish, it typically makes everything edible. And you can see the different parts of the spine just broke off there. We're going to take a bite of that. Oh, just turns into totally edible. Yep. That's the first time I've ever eaten a fish spine. I have had pressure cooked fish in the past, and I know the bones that are in there are edible, but I have never once eaten a fish spine, and that's the first time. There's no real flavor to it. It crunches up in your mouth. It's a little powdery, but there's a lot of calcium right there. That's a lot of calcium value right there. Super nutritious. So far, this is a good product. I like this. I like the packaging. I like everything about it, how they put it together. The cat obviously really enjoyed the sauce, and it doesn't really tell me on the package what the sauce is. So normally when they do these type of things, it tells you exactly what the sauce is, if it's packed in water, if it's packed in oil. I don't find any evidence on here telling me what it's packaged in. So this is really only my best guess what that is. But all in all, guys, just let me know what you think of this. I mean, would you try this product here? I think it's pretty solid. Deming's Red Sockeye Wild Alaskan Salmon. Don't ever get fooled by the Wild Alaskan part, because, yeah, you can pretty much put that on anything and get away with it these days. So yes, I do believe this was authentic Alaskan salmon, it was packed in Bellevue, Washington. Quite often what happens up here is people do salmon fishing, and then they take the fish and they ship it down to Washington just to get it packaged and get it out. It's a little bit cheaper to do it down there than it is up here in Alaska. That's pretty good. Man, I got a lot of fish left. I'm not sure if I can finish all that. What do? I keep making these videos and I have so much food to eat. The good news is I can eat this and lose some weight too, which is nice. You're facing the wrong way.